guys, how you doing? You will lose it here. And today we're going to start to learn our full first video lesson of Malagueña. Now I did put in the past a few videos and I'm going to put some links here, but it was just the basic things in the simplified version. Now I put together part of the traditional and a few techniques that I know you guys like, and I came up with this piece. I hope you guys enjoyed and stick around after this video. I'm going to break it note for note as I usually do. It sounds something like this. Hey guys, I hope it's not so blurry as the intro, so I made another close-up, and here we go. That's it, guys. That's the new version of Malagueña. I hope you like it. I'm going to break down all the techniques as I usually do. Make sure you find us on Facebook. There's thousands of guitar friends there, exchanging ideas and exploring music to each other. Make sure you subscribe right here for more videos and click the like. Thank you very much. God bless, guys. Hey guys, how you doing? Give a Loser here, and today we're going to start our first lesson for the full version of Malagueña. Now, if you came to this video by accident, do click one of these annotations here I'm going to put later on, or in the description there is the link to go and watch the full version. Now I'm just going to play for you what we're going to learn in this video, which is the intro. That's it, guys. This is the little intro I put together for you. I know there's some techniques there through comments you guys are putting that you like there, so I put a backward roll and 2 easy chords. We're going to learn them in this video so we can use them later on in the next parts. Now, before I start, let me just thank every single one of you for your responses throughout the years. Almost 8 years now. The Give or You Loser channel is going beautifully. You guys are supporting me, and I like to support back by keeping bringing videos and trying to create something new. In this case, it's from your comments, from your support, the things I know you guys like the most, and I took the traditional Malagueña, I put that in as it was, and I put something extra in the beginning. So this is one of them. Alright, let's get started. We're holding down actually part of an E major chord. Now, an E major right here, you want to put your middle finger on the middle bass on the 2nd fret, and then your ring finger right on the 2nd fret underneath on the 4th string. That's the bottom bass. I count always from down up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, and then the index finger goes on the 3rd string on the 1st fret. I know some of you might know this chord, it's quite commonly used, but some of you just might want to start playing now, and it's never too late. You can start at any level learning the chords and playing and having fun with them. Now, we don't really use this middle bass for the intro part, so we can lift up the badass finger. Now, the basic reason we don't want to keep these fingers is because I'm keep on giving you the finger now. You can just lift the ring finger from the 4th string on the 2nd fret and place the middle badass finger there. Makes it easier. For an E chord you might need this shape, but here this is more than enough because we're only using the 4 bottom strings. I know it might be taking a little bit too long explaining this ones, but I need to have a good knowledge of shape here for us to be able to go on the 2nd position we're going to learn, then the 3rd, then go back up again and back on the 1st. So what's happening there? The fingers are on the 1st fret on the 3rd string, the middle badass finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Now we can just move 1 fret in the same shape, both fingers 1 fret more down. So that will be on the 3rd string, the 2nd fret, on the 4th string, the 3rd fret. We don't have to press the bottom 2, don't worry. And then jump this time 2 frets more down. 1, 2. So it sounds a little bit weird, but it's okay. And then we just go back. After this 3rd position, we go 2 frets up, and then 1 more fret up, and we're right there. Alright? Now, what do we do with the right hand? It's a constant loop of playing the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th string, using our ring finger for the 1st, for the 2nd string our middle badass finger of the right hand, and the index for the 3rd, and the thumb plucks the 4th string. That's our bottom bass again. to start first the roll, start with your thumb and then continue with your ring, middle and index. Now this is the only thing you need to do with the right hand. Just slowly you're going to practice to accelerate. You don't have to go too fast. Then try to move the one shape more down. Then two shapes more down. Then two shapes up. And, well, frets and one fret up. Okay? Now, to make it a little bit more interesting, while we're playing that, we lift up the middle finger so we have an open bass string. That's the 4th string again. And then we put it back down again. So if I start playing my backward roll with the right hand, now lift, put down again. Up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. Now you're going to lift up and at the same time move the fret more down. Put it down on the 3rd fret. Lift, move down 2 frets. Lift and lift again. Now to finish it, we move on the 2nd position. Now we keep both fingers, we don't lift anything and we just I finish the backward roll on the 2nd position, then I move 1 fret up and a small strumming. I'm not sure if I did that in the video where I play the whole thing, but it's a nice way to finish it. So I hope it didn't take too long for you guys to learn this, or for me to teach it actually, but I don't think it's going to take too long to learn this, especially when you learn to change while you play. Your right hand fingers will start accelerating and have them completely relaxed. Don't try to get too much volume out of it. You don't have to. The volume will come slowly because speed also equals power. Alright? So after we do this, you guys can do, if you like, a slow, fast, whatever version you like. Then we have a little bit of melodic runs on the bass. And then it's a strum, a downward strum, using a full E chord, what we learned in the beginning. Now let's see what we do in the bass. We pluck the top thickest string, that's our 6th string, and then we hammer on while it's still ringing. We put down the index on the 1st fret. Now if you leave it to ring too long and the sound fades out, then you won't have as strong. So try to have, because you're going to use the pinky as well, to hammer on the 4th fret of the same string. So we've got 2 hammer-ons. So it's 1 play, 3 notes. Then we're going to pluck the middle bass and we're going to do the same thing again with 2 hammer-ons, but we're going to use the middle badass finger and the ring finger. That's on the 2nd and 3rd fret of the 5th string, the middle bass. And on the 4th string we pluck once, but we're going to do a hammer on, middle finger, index, doesn't really matter which finger you choose, but a hammer on the 2nd fret and then a pull off. Alright, and remember when you do a pull off, don't just lift up. It's better you bend the string a little bit and release it. If we put them together, and then we strum an E chord. Now we're going to do the same thing again, but on the 4th string, instead of doing a hammer-on pull-off, we're going to do hammer-on with the middle badass finger and the ring finger going on the 2nd and the 3rd. Now you're pressing on the 4th string on the 3rd fret. Remove the ring finger and place your pinky in that position. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky thing, but keep it nicely pressed. Put your pinky there, then put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the string above it. That's the middle bass 5th string. Your badass left finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and Now you just want to pluck all 6 strings, press them down as a bar. So this is an F chord. Here you can just strum from the 4th string and down. And then we have a roll on this F chord, a little bit softer. So here to do this, you just pluck with your thumb the 4th string, then index, middle, ring. But when you come to hit with the ring, instead of plucking and moving the finger away, pluck and rest on the above string, so you can continue dragging it up. Can do a nice little effect. Alright, so I don't get confusing, I'll play this one more time, not from the rolls but from the bass runs, and then we can move on from the F chord. You guys can try it slow with me. I'm not going to play it faster version, just nice and slow. And now as you're holding the F chord here, you can take advantage in chords. The fact that your pinky is already on the note you want to play. So you're going to pluck with your thumb, or any way you like, the 4th string while you're pressing with your pinky on that F chord on the 3rd fret. And as you pluck, you're going to remove all the other fingers and slide 2 frets down with that pinky. Let's do it one more time. I'll turn a little bit more here. Yeah. Why I do it with the pinky? Because it's easier now to do a little stretch 3 frets up, that's on the 2nd fret, still on the same string, the bottom bass, the 4th string, to press down with your index and do a hammer-on pull-off from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret to the 2nd. Down, wow. Again, a hammer-on is where the finger goes on, like we did in the other one, and bend a little bit and release. Then pluck the top E bass, and while you're doing that, shape an E and strum it down. One last time, and we have only one little melody left, guys. Excellent. Now this one starts exactly as the other ones, where we start on the top E string, but it rolls to a little bit bigger. This one I think I put 2 notes extra, but I'll teach it more correctly. Alright, you guys can freestyle on this, of course. Nothing is written in a book. I just took pieces from the traditional malagueña and then I put a few techniques and this result came out. So to finish it off, we do exactly the same as before. It's a hammer-on, hammer-on, then hammer-on, hammer-on. Now we're going to do a hammer-on pull-off as we did before on the first one. Down, wow. Then put down both fingers on that 4th string, that's the middle on the 2nd fret and the ring on the 3rd fret. Pluck once, and we have a pull-off, pull-off, so that's two pull-offs. We're going to remove and remove. Then we move up 1 string and we do exactly the same frets, but the middle bass. Alright, so we got 3 notes again here from only pulling off. But while that note is ringing, we're gonna have to do another hammer-on pull-off. So that's actually 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With 1 pluck. Then place your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the top string. Play that once. Now do again a hammer-on pull-off on the middle bass, from the open string to the 2nd fret to the open. Then pluck the top bass while you're still pressing on the 3rd fret. Then the middle open. Then we're gonna put the index on the 1st fret of the top string. Put down your pinky as well down, because we're doing a pull-off there with the pinky from the 4th fret to the 1st. It's not really that easy. You can bend the other way, but that's a little bit louder and makes it a little bit more buzzy, so I prefer to just push it off. Right here now, you want to keep that index there and place your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the middle bass, that's the 5th string, and on the 3rd string, I don't know if you can see it, on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, you place your pinky. Now this is a weird chord, which I don't know the name, but it just sounds cool. And we do what we've learned on the F chord, a roll back, starting with the thumb, index, middle, and roll all the way up. Make sure you get this top bass, sounds really nice. And plus, we're going to push off to finish there. Alright, so I hope it didn't go too confusing, but let's do that little last part, which is long but very slow together. Let me do a little correction there. You want to do a hammer and pull off, not just a pull off. It's not easy when you don't write tabs and you try to memorize things. But either way, it's putting the index there, and instead of putting the pinky also, first you plug, hammer on, pull off to the 4th. Now we do that last little weird shape, exotic sound, and we do a backward roll to a release. And this is it. We just covered the whole first part, guys. I hope you like it. Now be patient. I'm trying to break it down in my head for you. Some things that I make are more complicated to actually explain and transfer them, but I think I got the point across. You guys keep on practicing. I'm sure you're going to be playing this by the end of the week and having fun. And once again, thank you for your love and support. Please do come and visit us on Facebook. Thousands of guitar friends there exchanging videos, idea, favorite musicians, their own selves playing with their own progression. And basically this is what I did for the past 8 years in my channel as well. I just started learning, and when I learned something, I shared it with the people. You guys give me your reaction, and if you like it, I keep on posting. So thank you once again for your love and support, and keep safe and keep on playing. God bless, guys. Hey guys, how you doing? Give Lose It here, and we're off for part 2 of Malagueña, the full lesson. Now I'm gonna play what we're gonna learn in this video, and we're starting in the more traditional part of it, and we're also gonna go to the main part. So without further ado, it sounds something like this. Stopped it halfway through that last very traditional part of Malagueña because I wanted us to have more time to explore what we're doing in the beginning of this part, which is the chord progression, and then I'll take a whole video explaining the rest of it, which I haven't played. So don't worry, we're going to cover exactly what I played today. And plus, if you guys haven't checked the first video lesson, please do follow the annotation link. I hope you guys have fun with it. And if you like to hear the whole version, you came to this video by accident, just click any of the annotations. You guys can hear the whole piece for practicing as well. Alright, let's get started. Now, here we go. I think a little bit more different zoom might help. We started off by using an E chord, which that we've learned in the previous lesson, and most of you might know this chord. We also used an A minor, which that is exactly the same as the E chord, but you just move the same shape of fingers, lift them up a little bit and move them one string more down each finger. So that will be your middle badass left hand finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, then your ring finger will be on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret also, and your index on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. Alright, and we also had our F, which we've covered in the previous lesson. And if you've noticed, I played something down here. We're going to come to that. Let's just see what we do first with the right hand and left hand to further it up. So here's our E major chord. Now you want to try to just flatten down your index like that and bar also the first two bottom strings on the first fret. Now don't worry about that bottom E because we're not going to be playing it. It's just an easier way of pressing down the second string on the first fret, and it's okay because we're not going to be using it. So the first string, the E, we're not using for this first part. Neither do we use the top E bass string. So if we plug together using 4 fingers, the thumb in the middle bass, the 5th string, the index stays on the 4th string, that's our bottom bass, the middle on the 3rd, and the ring finger on the 2nd string. So we ignore the bottom and the top string and we just use to plug like this. It's a little bit like a claw. Now I'm doing it a bit louder. You want to go softer when you're playing it. And then plug again. That's the only thing we do. Is a little bit of a classical technique, but instead of using the pinching, we're using a little bit more of a clawish feel. And you're going to do the same plug again, but place down that bar we just learned. Alright? Now you want to put your pinky on the 2nd string again, but on the 3rd fret, and plug again the same. So we have this little melody behind our chord right on the 2nd string. So if we play them together, one more time. Now this last time, instead of lifting up your pinky, you want to go straight away back to the previous shape and then lift to an E. So if I play only the 2nd string, back, up. Same thing here. You could even strum it if you don't prefer this and just go soft. Yeah? Alright. Now our second part, we will be going to be using the same technique with the right hand. With a slight difference, we're going to learn how to do also a roll. We've done that in the previous video of releasing the thumb, the index, the middle, and the ring. Like that, it just pulls away. Alright, so we're going to play an E and an A minor. That's 2 plugs in the center. Now we're going to change back to the E, but we're going to lower the fingers of the right hand, all of them 1 string more down, so we're picking with the ring finger also the 1st string, and do the roll. I put a little bit more power, plus I might play a little bit more back, so we have that emphasis. One more time the second part. And we do that twice. One last time. Now we shape an an F major chord. We already learned that in the previous video, and we do the same roll down, starting 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. And just lift the index and slide up 1 fret, that's the E major. Even if you're holding it with other fingers, it makes it easier, and finish it there. So if we put them slowly together, we have playing in the center of the guitar strings without the bottom strings here. We want to return back. Now softly, loud, F, E. Excellent. We're trying to produce now the same sound, similar, the same melody, using the same chords but in a different position on the guitar. So let's start with the easy part. What we do is we take the whole index finger and we go right over the 7th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're trying to have all this nicely clean pressed as much as we can. And the usual way to hold down now an E chord in this position, many people put their pinky, their little finger, on 7th, 8th, 9th fret on the 2nd string, and then on the 9th fret again, but the ring finger on the 3rd string. I hope you guys can see it. And then this badass finger goes on the 9th fret again on the 4th string, and you have this chord progression. Now I have a video which I'm going to put somewhere here again, a notation that you guys can watch, where I like to press it down with using only the joint of my finger. So I'm pressing down on those 3 strings, that's the 4th, the 3rd, and the 2nd string, using a little back bend of the pinky. And you guys can go check out that video if you like to use it like that. If you already know how to play the chord in your own way, please do. I'm still trying to get it as clear as possible. I think that's a struggle that never finishes. So even if you see my other two fingers, they might be there for support. I'm not really using them much unless giving more pressure. So we have actually now shaped an E chord. And if we try to move the whole bar, we move the pinky away, we move the whole bar 2 frets up, and place down your ring finger on the 7th fret of the middle bass, that's the 5th string, and your pinky on the 7th fret again, but on the 4th string. Now we have an A minor. It's the same chord as here. Also our E that was down here, the same but higher. So if we put those two together slightly fast, it's going to take a little bit of practice, guys, but it's worth it. You're just going to pluck as we learned without these 2 strings on the previous chords. So we had E, A minor, E. There I just moved from our E chord 1 fret more down, and that's give us an F chord. Yes, this chord is the same as this other annoying chord. At least the other chords we can play them open too. So that's gonna be our little finishing. And back to the E. One more time this part. You can also, if you heard me playing it in the beginning or maybe in the main video, maybe you heard this. It's my flip-flop. So you can just tap your foot. Alright? And then we do that one more time. But now we want to jump from the F, that's from our E to our F, all the way 2 frets more down. I know it's more difficult. That means you would be barring on the 7, 8, 9, 10th fret and on the 12th these strings. And if you have a cutaway guitar, which that part is missing, would be much easier. But we're only stepping on it for a fraction of a second. And then back up 2 frets, back down 2 frets, back up 2 frets. And I know it feels like you want to finish on the E, but I leave it there, I pause, so it gives it more, a little bit more emphasis on coming into that one. So I hope that wasn't too confusing. You guys can keep these parts or remove a part that you don't feel comfortable, as long as you find pieces that you're comfortable with and putting them together in your own special way. And let's get continuing of the most traditional sound that we can get from this little piece. It's an E major chord, and we're using an alteration between the thumb and the middle finger. Now you can use between the thumb and the index, thumb and the ring finger, and I don't know for what reason, maybe with the pinky. It's up to you. I like to use the middle because it has more weight to it, and it helps me go faster without caring too much about projecting a lot of sound. My middle finger just does it automatically, maybe because it's longer, like all of us. Alright, now let's learn it without the alteration. Just what does the thumb do? On the E major chord, you want to play the 4th, the 3rd, and the 2nd string. Then play it one more time. Then move to an A minor. That's the same shape as the E chord, but 1 fret more down. Then you play the 3rd string. Then you play the 2nd string. Then you lift up. That's open the 2nd string. Then you go back up on the 3rd, where your ring finger is on the 2nd fret. Lift up the ring finger, play that 3rd string open, and then slide 1 fret down with your middle badass finger on the 4th string on the 3rd fret, and pluck that. We will consider that part A of the traditional one. If we play it slowly, just with the thumb. Played that nice and slow 2 times. Yeah, that wasn't hard. We're gonna try the same thing again, but now use an alteration between the thumb and the middle. Again, you can use your index, your ring, any finger that you feel comfortable. You will pluck the same notes with your thumb, but you will place an open E string, or the 1st string if you like here, always in between. So this would be the first part. Second part to the A minor. Start again. part of the main part, guys, but I think I'm gonna stop the video right here. I don't want them keeping them too long or too confusing. We've learned a very good part of some new chords that we're going to be using later on in this composition. We've also learned the beginning of Malagueña that everybody can recognize. And the next lesson we're going to cover in depth and in detail just this soloing part where it becomes a little bit not too complicated. If you find a principle for it, quite easy to do, and we'll learn it together and have fun. I hope you guys make videos of yourself playing and exploring guitar music for the rest of your life. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and thank you for your support. God bless. See you on the next video. Hey guys, how you doing? Give a Loser here, and we're off for part 3 to learn Malagueña. Now, we got left, I think, at the most juiciest part of Malagueña because it's the most traditional sounding notes that exist within that piece. I believe everybody wants to keep that untouched, and I did that, except adding a little tail of bass notes at the end. And it was just very hard for me to think of a way to break it down, so I need you guys to be patient, not just with you or your playing, but also with me and the way that I'll break it down for you. I hope it doesn't get too confusing. And let's connect part A, what we've learned last lesson, along with part B and its tail. It's just beautiful little piece. Alright, now for anyone out there that might think that I'll be over breaking this lesson, over analyzing it, if you guys are more visual from the point of view that you can see it in slow motion and pick it up, I'm going to put an annotation link right here, and when you click on it, it's going to take you further down towards the end of the video where you guys can see this parts being played slowly and pick it up. For me personally, I'm not one of those people. I like to hear the pieces, maybe also see approximately what somebody does, but I would like to see it broken down most of the times. Remember, this is not my job. My job is a dancer. I have a dance school, and music is my hobby. I just do it and share it with my guitar friends to show what I've learned and to show me how they do it and exchange ideas through each other. Now, I'll try to break it down as it follows, meaning we finished part A and we've learned to play it also only with the thumb and then added the other finger on the bottom, which makes it easier. Twice the A part. Now let's start on part B. We start exactly the same with an E major chord, plugging the 4th, the 3rd and the 2nd string with your thumb. But instead of playing it one more time, we're going to go straight away to our melody part, which would be our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, then our index on the 1st fret of the first fret of the 2nd string. That's the same string all the time. Back down again on the 3rd, up on the 1st, and we lift. So if we put them slowly together, down our middle finger, badass finger, on the 2nd fret of 3rd string, plug that once, and then go back on the 1st fret of your 2nd string with your index and plug that once, lift up and plug that once, open. Now it's almost finished, guys. Put down your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, counting from down up always. Keep that middle finger there because we're going to play it straight away after that note. And and then lift up the middle finger now to finish, and one more note where the ring finger was on the 3rd fret, and we finish part B. That wasn't so hard, yeah? That's not the one I'm worried about. I'm worried how to break down the rest of the part, that tail of part B. So again, I need you guys to be patient, but let's play one last time this and also add our other finger on that 1st string. The melody we practice, here we go. Now let's add this bottom string in between. Excellent, guys. You can rewind the video, pause the video, practice it a little bit, get this part in your system of changing these little melodies, because if you learn this, it's like you also learn half of the next long scale we're going to be learning, and then it's the same up to there. So far we've played, following from the previous video, part A of the traditional Malagueña twice to start, and we've learned today part B. We play that once, and then let's take part A and play that once. So after this one we would go straight away to just one time. You can put it in any order you like, it just feels better the way it progresses here. Now we will start to learn that long progression. Now up to here it's the same, but then we need to add a few. The best way to think about this is like there is an expression that says, I feel like I take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Well, it's very similar like this. We finished on this note, our part B, and in order to continue it, you want to plug that last note that we've learned for part B and then go back to the previous string. Bam, beep, boom. Alright, now back 1 fret up, putting down your middle finger on the same string, that's the 4th string, and then down with the ring, lift up the ring. Up, open, down, up, open. Now we've learned this bass line to continue the line, so let's play it until there, and then we'll continue to put the middle bass line, the extra notes. Next note that we're going to play is on the 3rd fret of the middle bass. Now we took in 1 step forward, let's take 2 steps back, putting the middle finger down on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. 1 step forward, that's the middle bass. And let's go 1 step back, like we did on the previous strings. So we would have something like up with your middle finger. We're doing what we did on the 2nd string now. So that's 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, open, down. Alright, let's go back to the beginning. Again, the annotation will be here if you guys want to see it, just the whole thing slow, but I think note for note and progressing so we don't get confused. I want you guys to learn this and post a video. I want to see you play it by the end of the week. That's it. Here we go. As we did before, but on the top E string up here, the big thick 6th string, Pluck once, then go 2 steps back. That's with your middle finger on the 2nd fret on the 5th string. Then 1 step forward, 1 step back. Yeah, dum ding dum. And then index on the 1st fret. And then again we went 1 step, well, it's actually 2 steps back. Middle open. Now here, it's just the pinky on the 4th fret. Lift up, play that 1st fret. Place down your middle finger, badass finger, on the 2nd fret of the middle bass, that's the 5th string, and your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And we do that chord, which I don't remember the name of it, or actually I don't know it, I just came up with it. If you guys know this chord, please do write down in a comment. It's this chord, so I would like to know it too. And we finish it off just like before with a rollback and a pull off to an open E string. Don't worry, we're gonna play it one more time. This will be the part that the annotation will skip to, where I'll be playing it slow, the whole scale, just with the thumb. And stick around, we're gonna play it with the other finger as well to see how it listens in slow motion. You guys can learn it and then just do it as fast as you please. So here we go, starting with the thumb. As we said, no extra finger. Go using the middle, and oh, excuse me guys, I lost my flip-flop. Again, you guys can freestyle on this. You guys can add it, you can remove it, whatever you guys want. There's no problem with it. Just try to remember the order of putting the 2 A's in the beginning. That's very traditional. And then putting that little melody, which again is traditional. Repeating the A once and then going into the long face run. So I'll finish it off by playing it, everything in slow motion. Part A, one more time. Part B. Part A, once. Ole. Part B with the tail. So happy to break this down for you guys. This is actually my 4th attempt, and some of the videos that I did, I went all the way to the end of the lesson, but then I wasn't able to break down exactly what I wanted her to get through. It was taking too long. So I hope this wasn't too long, but the next parts will be even more fun. We'll be learning how to do a little progression that I put together. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you comment and rate. Please do subscribe to the channel so you stay updated with upcoming videos. Many more video guitar lessons on the way. Once again, thank you guys. Take care. God bless. Hey guys, how you doing? Lizard here, and today we're off part 4 of Malagueña. I'd like to apologize for the delay of this lesson, but my internet was off for 3 days and there was a problem with the lines, and now they just got it fixed, and my emails and comments are packed full. I'm trying to reply to as many of you as I can. If some of you haven't replied, my apologies. I will try my best to do so. And if you came to this video by accident, please do go and watch part 1, or being played the whole version of this composition, Malagueña. And what we're going to do today is a little bit Mediterranean feel with the original part, and it sounds something like this. Finish exactly in the same way we did the previous lesson, where we had that little walking bass of 1 front, 2 back. So watch the previous lesson, it's going to be very helpful for this one too. And we also use the same little chord finishing roll back as we did there, so that will make the lesson a little bit easier for you guys. Alright, now first I'm going to break what I've done here without the technique that I was using. It's called triple picado. I found out it's easier for me. It might be a little bit more brain confusing, but it's easier. And before I show that, and before I show what we do with the bass, I'm just going to break it down into very easy single notes on where we do the pressing on the first string, because everything is happening what I just did now on the first string, the beginning of it anyway. And hopefully that helps make it more clear, and then we'll add the basses. Now, let's think of what we're going to be learning as having phrases or sentences. We're going to learn 4 sentences. The first one starts down here at the 12th, and then we move 2 frets up on the 10, then we move up 2 frets up on the 8th, 1 fret up on the 7, 2 frets up on the 5th, 2 frets down on the 7 again, 1 fret down on the 8th, and play 1 more time. So that's 2 single notes for that one. So I would say these double notes would signify our end of our sentence. So if we move back down again to repeat it just 1 more time. Yeah, so that's 1 sentence. We've got 3 to go. Let's go down 2 frets, not on the 12th, on the 10th. Plug once, move 2 frets up, 1 fret up, that's on the 7th, 2 frets up, that's on the 5th, 1 fret up, that's on the 4th, 1 fret down, that's on the 5th, 2 frets down, that's on the 7th, and play twice notes here, twice single notes. So this will signify our end of our second phrase. Try to pause the video here, play these 2 together a few times, remember the frets where you're moving up and down, and then we go for our third sentence, which starts just 1 fret more down on the 8th, then 1 fret up on the 7th, 2 frets up on the 5th, 1 fret up on the 4th, now all the way 3 frets up on the 1st fret, 3 frets back down on the 4th, 1 fret down back on the 5th. Play 2 single notes here. 1 more time. And that's that's the end, that double note of our third phrase or sentence if you like. And let's move 2 frets back down. We're starting our 4th and last one. That's on the 7th fret. 2 frets up on the 5th. 1 fret up on the 4th. 1 fret down on the 5th again. Now plug the 7th fret and slide all the way to the 13th. And finish on the 12th. So you've got ba 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 ba. Yeah. Now you guys can just plug with only one finger, or also add another one. Now if you like to use the 3, what I do here is I plug first the index, the middle, then the ring, so it's like a backward roll. You can go slow, you can go faster, but I think the easiest way to learn this would be plugging just a simple picado with single notes. Now have you noticed here I played the beginning of the sentence with this top bass just once, and then the double notes at the end, I finished them by playing the middle and then the top. So every sentence now will have the same principle. Now we're going for the second phrase or sentence if you like, and we start off from the 10th fret, and here we're going to plug the top bass with it. Now we're going to finish on the 7. We need the middle bass. So we've got that double bass again. Then we move 1 fret more down, and again that's the beginning of the 3rd sentence or phrase, and we plug the top bass. Now here comes the end, middle bass for the first note, top bass for the second. Then move 2 frets down for the last sentence. Here we're just going to cheat a little bit and just plug once the middle bass. And when you press down on the 12th fret after the 13, you're going to do a little of a stretch and just softly touch the top thick E string, that's the 6th string counting from down up. Just softly touch it over the middle fret. Try not to push it down, just softly touch it. And at the same time you're going to be playing the 12th fret on the 1st string. You're also going to be playing with the bass, but releasing it to a natural harmonic. That just gives a nice extra little vibe. Now it's clearly up to you if you want to speed it up a little bit and put this 3-finger technique. You can speed it up, slow it down, and put some texture like that in. You can try it of course first by doing very metronomical things like it sounds a little bit more boring, but actually that's going to help you. You're going to learn where you want to put more depth and more power for accents, and where slow down and reduce the volume or increase the volume of your hands. Now I can give you a little bit more close-up of, I usually like to start with the ring finger. You guys can start with the index. It really doesn't matter. You can play any one of those ones. Alright, and right after we finish there, we start a piece that's actually very traditional to Malagueña, but it's usually played with an alteration of bass and tremble, bass and tremble. It has a sound like. And I like that, but I consider it a little bit very too old for me maybe, and I put a little bit of a weird twist in it. I plug with all the fingers, all the tremble and the bass together, and you want to put your index finger on the 3rd string on the 1st fret and play them together 4 times. And then put down your pinky on the 4th fret of the top 6th string here. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but when you pass it a little bit quicker, it's going to get easier. And then put down your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Yeah? And here it gets a little bit more tricky. You want to put your index on the 1st fret of the 2nd string and your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. It's gonna leave us a little bit uncomfortable, but at least you have the middle finger and the index finger nice and free. And now you see I'm playing this middle bass here. So again, I play 4 times by plucking the 3 treble strings using the index, middle and ring and the thumb together 4 times. And then put down your pinky, but this time on the middle bass where you're playing with your thumb on the 3rd fret. And here you want to use your middle finger down on the 4th string, that's your bottom bass on the 2nd fret. So I hope that makes sense. I'll play it a little bit slow. I know you guys can see both of my hands, so here we go together slow. Now just lift and play it open. Go with your pinky back on the 3rd fret of that middle bass. Then with your badass finger, which is free still, on the 2nd fret of that middle bass. And then lift open that middle bass. Pinky stretches a little bit on the 3rd fret. And then middle finger stretches on the 1st fret of that 6th string again. And then you can start from the beginning. That's the index on the 3rd string on the 1st fret. Alright, so I'll play a little bit more fluently so you see how it connects, but still keep it slow. Second time around you start exactly the same way like what I did now here, but when you go here to this little shape you want to have I know you got this because this is how we finished that progression on our last video, part 3. See here our middle finger, and we go 1 step back, 1 step front, 1 step back, pinky down, then we go back again, then middle finger down, then up again with the middle finger, then a little stretch with the pinky, but here we're going to play 6th and 5th, and back to 6. I know this might be feeling that the fingers are going to break a little bit, but it's okay, it's worth it. And then we have that nice little shape of putting our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the middle bass and your index on the 1st fret of the 6th string, and roll on to a release. Well, I hope it doesn't get too confusing, guys, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play this last part again, connecting both of the pieces together, and I hope you guys can see from the close-up of where the fingers are. Again, without taps it's not that easy, I know, but again I think the best solution is watching one-on-one like this, and if you do have a teacher, just start asking him questions that might really help. I don't think that these are always the best substitute for somebody being there for you, but if you have the drive and the push, this can be just as well. So here we go. Not sound the clearest when I play it slow, but I know you guys can see it the clearest. When you play a little bit faster, it's gonna sound better on any guitar when you're just letting the little 4 beginning flows go fast. So I hope that helped you guys out, and the next video will be covering how to play the rhythmic part of the chord progression with this little strumming and putting it with chords. And that's it. Make sure you comment and rate. Come and find us on Facebook. Thousands of guitar friends there having fun and sharing ideas and learning through each other. Once again, God bless. See you on the next video, guys. Hey guys, how you doing? Give a Loser here, and we're off for part 5 of Malagueña. I'm very excited to do this lesson because the strumming pattern is something that I know you guys like, and you can also use it in any chord variation or progression you guys like. So we got left off in the previous lesson with a nice little wiggly chord rolling backwards. If you've missed the previous lesson, there's annotations here, and there's also links in the description. And also please do go for the first videos, because in this one I'll be explaining chords that we already learned, so I'm not going to give too much time on them. So here we go from where we got left off into the new strumming pattern. Little tremolo, I'm not going to play the whole thing because we're going to do it in our next video. I think it needs its own attention by itself. The strumming pattern is quite simple. It's only 4 hits, and the chord progression is what makes it a little bit funny-ish, but I think I thought about it quite enough to help you guys break it down in your mind along with me, and we can play it together. Alright, so we don't need the chords to start with. Just come a little bit closer. Sorry for the squeaky chair. Alright, mute your strings with your left hand, softly touching without pressing, and we have a nice dead sound on our strings. Relax your right hand in a cup position like this. Don't stretch it out big or too small. Just relax where you have the best relaxation. You can see there's tension if you open too much, and it will just slow you down. And now just move it softly over the guitar strings. Now we're ready to strike down with the thumb. So we're going to have a little twisty action. 1. And when you twist down, also pinch in with your thumb so you have a soft closed punch. Not completely, just a soft one. 1. And then twist your whole wrist back up again and come with the back of your thumbnail. Thumbnail. Alright, with the back of your thumbnail up. That's count 2. And back down again with the twist of your wrist, but this time with the back of your index nail. That's 3, the only time you use the index in this pattern. And again with the back of your thumb up, but this time use mostly your thumb instead of your whole wrist, so you can twist up and go to that first opening position. These are our 4 counts. Let's do them together slowly. Muted strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And it can go faster. Now, I was playing over the circle of the guitar, the whole of the guitar. You can move slightly more to where the wood is here and play more the treble strings, and you will start hitting by accident the back of the guitar. I use this in El Pero Bombero video, and I also have the percussive technique for it there, but doing this technique you get this extra percussive sound. But we do that after the chords up here. We do it on the lower one, so it makes it a little bit more noisy and more interesting. There's something extra added in. Alright, so practice slowly this pattern, and let's put them into good use. We have a quadruple hit, and it's repetitive. So we only do on the E chord 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? And then we go to our F chord. Again, we've learned these chords in our first video. 4 times, repetitive pattern. Then slide back up 2 frets on the E. 4 times again, back down on the F. The second time around on the F, we only played twice the quadruple pattern. And now we're going to slide 2 frets more down with the same chord bar position on the G chord. Again, we play twice, back up on the F, twice, and now we're going to do a little swift change between G, F, G, 1 time every time we touch the pattern. You can do it as many times as you like to build up. And right there, we want to lift up our middle bass, not bastard, badass finger. We want to move it right up, and we have a G minor. And keeping that shape and sliding 1, 2 frets more down, we have an A minor. We've learned it again in the first video. And here, we want to think that we're starting from the beginning by adding quadruple pattern again. Now change to the E bar chord. I'm going to put a video here again how to hold with 2 fingers the bar chords. Somewhere here on this E bar chord, I like to move, if you like, you can move to the more forward part and start having a little bit the percussive effect. Back up on the A minor. Back down again to our E, only twice this time, and then go 1 fret more down from your bar chord, not from E to the F, twice. And now here comes that little annoying chord. It's the same position, but 1, 2 frets more down. You're barring on the 10th fret with your index, and the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th string with your either pinky or 3 fingers on the 12th fret, and you plug only once, then back up again 2 frets, and now we do again a swift change as we did up here, 2 frets down, 1 fret up, 2 frets down, 1 fret up, but I prefer to go just with the back of the nails, hit, hit, hit down. Now I know most of you here might feel that, hey, if I go 1 more fret up, it feels like it finishes, but we're doing this just like in the previous videos. We're doing it on purpose down here, so the change going to the tremolo will sound even more profound or more strong. Alright, so I hope you guys like this video and it wasn't too confusing. I tried in my mind for the past 5 days to find again the best way that I can explain it and show in more depth and under a microscope, if you like what I do here. And the next lesson we're going to cover up our tremolo. That's it. Make sure you comment and rate, like the video, and come and find us on Facebook. There's thousands of guitar friends there exchanging ideas, videos, their favorite musician or guitarist themselves playing as well, and they get lovely support from each and every one of us. Almost on a daily basis I'm there welcoming every single one of you that will join our group and share your ideas with us so we can all grow together. Once again, thank you for watching, guys. God bless. See you on the next video. Hey guys, how you doing? Give a Lizard here, and we're off for our next Malagueña piece. Alright, now this little thing has a little bit of the traditional Malagueña that we learned in the previous videos, but played on the bar chords and flowing through it a little bit of a tremolo. Now, before I get started with the lesson, guys, I would like to apologize for the delay for this one. I know it took some time, but the main reason is because my PC of 6 years old, yes, it's a dinosaur, I know, has burned out a little while back, and I was left without PC. So I was using this little laptop I have, which can't really do much, especially not more or less process a high definition video, so there's not much I could do. I couldn't upload, I couldn't do any editing, which I usually don't, of course, but I do compact the video file sizes to make it easier for me to upload, and that PC couldn't even handle the software that makes videos smaller, that shrinks them down. But I've saved, and now I have a brand new PC, and you guys can also go check out the new Give or Lose It website, which I used the power of the new PC to be able to build one, and I put a lot of information there, and I also put categories of the YouTube videos so you guys can find what you like to learn and play even easier. So that's it. Once again, my apologies, and let's get started. Alright, in this part I thought to teach it just like the way we were learning the traditional malagueña up here on the E major chord. First we learned the thumb, then we put the index, so we were playing, and then adding the index. Exactly the same manner here, I'll say what we need to do here with the fingers, learn the right hand thumb, and then we can add the tremolo technique. Now I have another video as well, I'm going to put it somewhere here, that you guys can go check out, where I show some exercises to develop the tremolo, and you guys can develop it with an accent on any finger you choose. You can keep it smooth, you can keep it hard. Anyway, it's a beautiful way of expressing an interpretation, inner feelings when you play a tremolo. Now here on the 5th fret we want to put the index finger and bar all 6 strings. Alright, make sure you keep your thumb right in the middle and press strongly so you have good sound. Then we want to put down the ring finger on the 7th fret on the 5th string, counting from down up always, right here. And then our pinky, our little finger, goes on the 7th fret as well, on the string under it, the 4th string. That's our bottom bass. And we have an A minor, just like up here, but we're playing it down here. I think we already learned the A minor in the previous videos. Then we want to shape a D minor. That's very similar to this shape. You're just going to move these 2 fingers, keeping them on the same frets. You're just going to move them 2 strings more down. That will be the ring finger on the 4th string and your little finger on the 3rd string, both of them on the 7th fret, while keeping the bar on the 5th. Then your middle badass finger goes on the 6th fret on the 2nd string. I hope you guys can see it. I know my strings are black, my guitar strings are black, but what can we do? I put as best lighting as I could. Alright, so let's go back to the A minor for now, and let's see what we do with the thumb. We want to plug the 4th string, then the 3rd, then the 2nd. Times 2. Then move to your D minor chord that we just learned, and plug the 3rd string, then the 2nd string, then the 2nd string again, but lift up your middle badass finger. Now, just to make it easier, I'm just going to be saying play an open string. In this case scenario, it means lifting up any of the specific finger on that string and on the 5th fret. So when I say open 2nd string, that means playing it on the 5th fret, because that's supposedly our bridge. So here we have 3rd, 2nd, 2nd, and on the 2nd one we play the 2nd string. I hope it doesn't sound too confusing. We're going to play it open. Doom, doom, doom. And then back on the 3rd. We want to play this actually twice, not the second part, I mean the whole thing. And start again. Up to here. Before you continue, pause this video and practice adding on the 1st string, striking with 1 finger, the index for example. Shift to the D, Then practice with 2 fingers, middle index, between each thumb stroke. You don't have to go fast. You can do it, but there's no need. It's just as long as you get this alteration happening. Then add, whenever you feel ready, your ring finger, middle index, all 3 together. I like to start it slow and speed it up later on. You could start fast right away, but I think it just takes away from the mystery of the thing. So after you've learned this and you practice with your tremolo, we're gonna continue now from the D minor. The second time around that we came and play that little melody, that melody actually continues. So let's go with the thumb first without using the 3 fingers. We played the second time around, and usually here we would change back to the A minor. Instead of going back to the A minor, lift your pinky up and do a little stretch. Go to the 2nd string and press down with your pinky on the 8th fret. Then up with your middle finger, lift your pinky on the 6th fret. That's the 2nd string again. Then open the 2nd string. Again, when I mean open, it means where we're pressing on the bar with our index. That's the 5th fret. And go to the 3rd string, back again on the 7th fret with your little finger. So let's do that second part, adding the beginning of it as well. Pinky. Alright, now we have a little loop-de-loop from open to 6th to 8th to 6th to open. Then again 7th fret on the 3rd string with your pinky. Okay, I played it too many times, but that's actually how it's supposed to sound. If you put in 1 by 1 finger, one more time, a little bit slower, pinky, alright, and then add 2 fingers, then add 3, just like as we did before. But to finish it off, we're going to do again something similar we've done in the previous videos, where we go 1 step forward, 1 step back with the notes. Here we're going to play open on the 2nd string, go down with the middle and up with the middle again. Then pinky down on the 7th fret on the 3rd string, then back on the open 2nd string, back on the 3rd string where our pinky is on the 7th. Here we want to lift the pinky up, down, up. Then on the 4th string where our ring finger of the left hand is on the 7th fret, 1 step back on the 3rd open string, back on the 4th. Now here comes a little stretch with the pinky. We want to go on the 8th fret on the middle bass, that's the 5th string. Return back to the 4th string, that's where your ring finger is. Then lift up the ring finger, that will be an open 4th string. Back up on the 5th string, that's the middle bass where we're pressing on the 8th fret. And then put down either your ring or slide your pinky, it really doesn't matter, on the 7th fret and slide up. I hope that didn't get too confusing. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to be playing everything very slow, and you guys can follow it up, and maybe I can make a better close-up. So here we go. D minor, and then back to the A minor. Could be up to the 1st fret or into open. Now that we've done that close-up, let's see how we finish up that little last part of double sliding. I call it double sliding because it's 2 strings together. And once again, pause the video, practice everything you've learned using thumb, index, then thumb, middle index, and then the whole tremolo. You can also use a quadruple tremolo, which again I explain in the video of in another lesson. So here we want to place part of the A minor. Put down your index finger on the second string on the first fret, your middle badass finger on the second fret of the third string, and plug both of them together and slide 2 frets more down. That will be your index on the third and your middle badass finger on the fourth fret. Slide, pick. That's 3 times picking, and straight back up on that previous position. And then lift both open. I'm still playing only second and third string, guys, continuously. You can pluck with index, middle, or thumb and index. And then let's do the same thing again. And here, instead of moving rapidly up again, we're going to place down the ring finger on the third string on the 5th fret and your little finger on the second string on the 5th fret. And then go back to your previous shape. Yeah, and then lift open. Then down with the 2 fingers on the 5th fret as we did before. Da beep ba ba beep ba. Takes a little bit of practice, but let's put them together from the first things we've learned from this part. Back on the first fret, slide 2 frets again, back 2 frets. Now here I'm going to flatten down the index, so I also press on the first string on the first fret. Gives a little bit of a higher pitch there on the F. And down with your ring finger on the 3rd fret on the 4th string, plug with your thumb. Up to the E major. And this one we've learned again of playing thumb, index, middle, and slide up with the ring finger. Alright, slowly together, guys. Yeah, little small detail here. Pluck once, pluck second, and slide down. I hope that was clear enough, guys. I broke it down note for note. It took a little bit longer than I usually do to figure it out, but again, without the PC there wasn't much that I could do. And on our next lesson we're going to learn how to play a little bit of small chord progression, just 3 fingers using, nothing too hard, and a little bit of finger picking to finish it off. Thank you for your patience, thank you for watching. Make sure you comment and rate, guys, and come and find us on Facebook. There are thousands of guitar friends there having fun and exploring music through each other. God bless. Hey guys, how you doing? Give a Loser here, and we're finally here on our last part 7 of Malagueña. In this part we're going to cover the finale of it, the ending, which is not from the traditional Malagueña, but I know it's a part that you guys like to play, this kind of genre of Spanish and adding a little bit of speed to it. The chord progression is not that difficult to learn, and if you came to this video by accident and you'd like to hear the whole composition being played, please follow this annotation right here or click the link in the description to hear the whole thing. Here I'm going to play for you just the ending we're going to be learning today, and it sounds something like this. That was very fun. And I'm sure it's going to be fun when you guys learn it. It's not that difficult. In 10 minutes we'll have this thing down and you guys can play it. Post it in our Give or Lose It group in Facebook. I'm sure people would like to give you their opinion and say that they do like when they see you play. Make sure to comment also on other people's videos. It really helps the community grow. Alright, now here I thought to break it down once again, left hand, right hand, and see how it goes from there. The left hand is not difficult shapes, and we're only using the bottom 3 tremble strings. We're not going to have to learn anything on the top except for that little ending. But that's okay because we actually covered that on our previous videos. So let's go back to this one. We're going to be learning 5 shapes using the 3 tremble strings. Our first shape, I like to call it a triangle because when you put your fingers on, it reminds me of a triangle. If you know the D7 chord, then you just move 1, 2 frets more down. If you don't know it, just place your middle badass left hand finger on the 3rd string, counting from down up on the 4th fret, your index down on the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and lastly your your ring finger will go on the 4th fret of the 1st string. Now here just strum down with your thumb, index and middle just to hear it out, how it plays out. Yeah, this will not be a right hand pattern. We're going to learn that after we learn at least 3 shapes, and then we can play it together. Our second shape is quite easy. You just leave your fingers there and then use your pinky, your little finger, to bar the 3 tremble strings, the 3rd, the 2nd and the 1st, all of them on the 5th fret. Then lift it up again and you have your first shape. Second shape, first shape. It already started sounding cool, yeah? Now here comes another easy part. From here, just lift up your pinky, now you're on your first shape, and move 1, 2, 3 frets more down. That will be your middle and your ring finger on the 3rd and 1st string on the 7th fret, and your index will be on the 6th fret in the 2nd string. Now we go back to our second shape where we bar all 3 strings on the 5th fret. There I'd like to just put a bar with the index. Makes it easier to jump to it. And then back to your first shape on our triangle. Let's do that one more time. Third shape, second shape, first shape. Yeah? Excellent. Now before we learn the last 2 shapes, let's finish this one by using our right hand picking pattern. Very easy and very fun to do actually. You can use this picking pattern in any chord progression you already know, and will make a beautiful picking pattern either for playing or for singing. Alright, here we're plugging with our thumb the 3rd string, and together with our middle badass right hand finger the 1st string. So you want to plug those 2 together. Then your index plugs the 2nd string, then your thumb the 3rd string again, but by itself. So we have 3 hits. The first one are double. And let's try it with our first shape chord. Good. It sounds a little bit unfinished because it is. To finish it off very easily, after you plug these 3 pattern hits, you want to use your right hand finger to go up and down. Sorry for the gesture. Up and down. So that's a strum up and down. It's okay if you hit a little bit one of the basses, but slowly you will want to focus only on the tremble strings. And that's one full picking pattern of the right hand. First shape, we plug together, index, thumb, up, down. Then second shape, the same pattern. Put it together. We already practiced how they're flowing between the first 3 shapes. You actually want to do this 3 times. So let's learn it first once, and then you guys can practice, pause the video and do it 3 times continuously. We change every time we finish the right hand pattern. We have to change to another chord shape. First, second, first, second. Here we go. Second, first, second, third, second, first. And we're ready here to play our second time. Now if you notice before, in the beginning of the video where I played the whole thing, I started the first time this whole pattern on the first, the second, the first, the second, the third, the second, the first. You guys can write it down, maybe it will help. And I played it slow. And now the second time I start the same chord progression, I started to speed up the fingers a little bit. Yeah? And then you play it one last time, the third time around. If you can and you practice hard enough, you can speed it up even more for the third time. And then when you come down here on our third shape, instead of doing, this is the third time we're doing this progression pattern, guys. Instead of going back to the second as we did up to now, we're gonna learn our fourth and fifth shape. They're quite easy to learn. Just lift up from your third shape down here, lift up your ring finger, and you're pressing only with these two fingers now. That's a half a triangle. And just drop your index down so you can also step on the 6th fret on the first string. So what my index actually does is barring the first and the second string on the 6th fret, and my middle badass finger stays on the same place as the triangle. And one last final little detail, slide 1, 2 frets more down. Yeah, so just so it doesn't get confusing, let's do that last third part and go to our next shape, but playing it slow. Third shape, fourth shape, back to our third shape, back to the fourth again. So there's a little alteration between here, the third, the fourth, the third, the fourth shape. And we go. And to finish it off, we need to play one more time this pattern on our fifth shape. Again, it's quite easy. You're going to move 1 fret more down from where you are and lift up your index, put down your ring finger on the 8th fret of the first string, so you have again a triangle. And now we go back to the fourth shape. That's 1 fret more down with the bar of the index on the second and first string. Third shape now up, that's our triangle. And instead of moving to our bar as we usually do, we want to jump to the first shape here between 3rd and 4th fret. Play this picking pattern only once, and then put down your pinky on our second shape and plug thumb and middle finger. Lift up, do the same again on the first shape, and the last time you're going to put it down, plug all 3 strings. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can do what I like to do, is just instead of putting the pinky on the last time, put down your middle finger, scooch a little bit over on the top E string, the 6th string right here, and step with your thumb. It's an illegal move, but I like to do it. Hell, Clapton does it. And put it on the 5th fret. Now you might be wondering why not play the middle bass, which is the same note. Well, this one is an open. I would like to be able to silence it wherever I want, so I prefer there and finish it off. So I'll take it after we finish the first 3 chord progressions to move to the 4th to the 5th, and you guys can memorize it one more time. Pause the video or watch this part, pause it after, and practice it slow. I'm not gonna do it speed playing, just slow, so you guys can see the chord changes. Fifth shape, 4th, 3rd, 1st, thumb middle, and let it ring. Okay, Now our last little two parts, very easy. If you go back, I think, to our first video, you can see these little hammer-ons that we do. We're playing on the top 6th string right here. We pluck it once and we hammer on to the 1st fret with the index and on the 4th fret with the pinky. Then we pluck the middle bass and we use that 2nd and 3rd fret. And here the 3rd bottom bass, that's the 4th string. Hammer on, pull off on the 2nd fret to the open, then shape an E major chord. You can rest your nail on the body of the guitar, let the strings ring a little bit, and then you switch to an A minor and strum upwards to give a nice ending. One last time that final part. And that's it. We did it, guys. We finished the whole thing. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. It took a long time. The PC got burned down. It took me time to come back online, find a new PC, but I did it. I finished all the lessons. I'm very happy to do so, and the main reason for that is because I get to do more videos now. I had to finish that one before I do more, and have so many more requests from you guys. If you have any other requests, please leave them in the comments below or send me a message. I will try to get to it. There's just so many out there. I will keep on doing videos for years to come. Join us on Facebook. There's thousands of guitar friends there exchanging ideas, favorite musicians, guitarists, their own videos playing and getting advice or helping each other. It's like our own little community of happiness and love through music. So keep it up, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure you comment and rate. See you on the next video. God bless.